Thank you for contacting the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast customer service line. To help you further, please state the galaxy and planet you are contacting us from. Milky Way Galaxy, Earth. Now checking. We have confirmed that you are calling from the Milky Way Galaxy on the planet Earth. We are now collecting you to our representatives. Damn connection. Thank you for calling the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast customer service line, Earth Sector. For English, press 1. For Espanol, marque dos. God damn it. 1. Thank you. For assistance with podcast-related questions, press 1. To talk to a representative, press 2. To speak with Andrew himself, please hold the line. How the hell is that possible? Never mind. 2. Thank you. We are now connecting you to a representative. I'm sorry. All of our representatives are currently busy assisting other viewers. Please hold. Your estimated wait time is 5 days. Please enjoy this elevator music. Oh, God damn it. Son of a bitch. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, September 28th, 2019. I'm Andrew Rhodes. I'm your host, back hopefully at 100% because I had to reset my laptop last week after it glitched out and affected the podcast. And customer service still has me on goddamn hold. Bastards. Automated systems, my ass. Anyway, what do I got to talk about this week on the podcast, you ask? Well, that's a good question. Osaka has become host of Japan's first ever e-sports hotel. Ooh. And speaking of video games, an 89-year-old gamer grandma from Tokyo is showing off her skills on YouTube. See? This just proves that at any age, anybody can be a gamer. I'd like to be in my 90s, whooping some kid's ass on some type of an MMORPG. Just spamming them. That'd be fun. In entertainment-related news, Spider-Man is back in the MCU. And besides the dancing in the streets of everybody, I am still feeling a little upset about this. And I'll explain why. Mario Kart Tour, yes, this new game that came out, has locked. That's right. It's locked the fastest race mode behind a paid subscription. Oh boy. And speaking of more oh boy news in video game related terms, a Modern Warfare game option is PS4 exclusive and locked there until 2020, October of 2020. Yeah, now I'm starting to understand why Angry Joe was pissed. And since I talk about anime most of the time, and I apparently don't have much in the way of anime this week. Oh, okay, actually, I do have another anime-related topic, so I technically have 2. But one of them is Boruto is set to meet the younger Naruto in the anime's new arc, which is coming soon. Oh, goody. That's all fun and dandy. And once again, I'm starting to feel like Idris Elba here in Pacific Rim. Reset the clock! Yes, we'll reset the Pokemon counter because once again, I have a Pokemon topic to talk about. And this time, once again, it's never a good thing. Because apparently a new image has been leaked, or supposedly leaked, but yet no one can confirm it, no one can find where it came from, and no one has any clue where the hell it's been in regards to the next series of Pokemon. This is going to be fun. All this and more this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. But you know the song and dance by now. You know what time it is. Does everybody know what time it is? We're all gonna get laid! Hell no, I'm not that rich. Go away. You're gonna buy us ice cream. No. Oh. Nope. It is time for me to do my shameless pitching that I always do for my own eBay page, ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. That's right, if you are in the market for a wide variety of one person's junk that could become your treasure, feel free to check out my eBay page. I got a wide variety of stuff just ready for the picking. It can make great holiday gifts because Christmas is only, 3 months away now? Less than 3 months away? Come on, time's a ticking. It can also make good graduation gifts, send off to friends, or something for your own collection to start or add to. You never know. I got some trading cards. I got some other stuff. Whole bunch of weird stuff. Everything on my eBay page. And that's ARHOADS-2012. All lowercase, by the way. And while you're on the World Wide Web, listening to me on YouTube or watching some of my other videos here on the Web Designer 18 channel, which, by the way, feel free to like and subscribe, because that really helps me out a lot. And don't forget to leave a comment. I love comments. I live for the comments. It makes my day and brightens my mood. Feel free to leave a comment, but don't forget, while you're on the vast interweb and on the internet and you're surfing the information superhighway, yes, I'm stuck in the 90s, bite me, feel free to check out let me rephrase that. Feel free to check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. And you can also follow me over on Twitter at OtakuRhodes. So, yeah, both of those sites you can get to from the About Me section here on my YouTube channel. But without any further ado, let us begin the podcast for the week, shall we? And go. Okay, so this is usually the part of the podcast where I go with, how was your week, Andrew? And honestly, after last week, yeah, this was a weird week. So, I want to take this moment to apologize for an issue that happened last week during the podcast. For many of you listeners out there who have noticed it, you know what I'm talking about. And this was actually brought to light by Chuck, one of my loyal viewers and faithful viewers. So thank you, Chuck, for pointing this out. If I were a popular YouTuber, I would send you a t-shirt or something, but I'm not that well known on YouTube yet to have that type of popularity. But thank you, though, seriously, for bringing it to my attention. I honestly did not know, because last week I had an issue with my laptop. I said that in the podcast, where it shut down on me unexpectedly for no damn reason, just to piss me the hell off. And then I had another issue where I couldn't get my recordings to save. So I was like, oh, this is great. This is just perfect. This is just what I need right now. After unplugging my microphone and replugging it back in, that solved that problem, which I was just kicking myself that why didn't I just do that from the start. But then what was brought to my attention then on Sunday after I get everything fixed up. Now, I was under the impression that everything recorded well up to the point that I had the issue, but sadly it didn't. Apparently, during my Twitch streamer banned topic, sadly the audio began to crap out and then just completely cut off the rest of the topic. I would have just, if I would have noticed it, I would have re-recorded it, but I didn't notice it. It didn't even dawn on me until Chuck brought it to my attention. So again, thank you very much, Chuck, for bringing that to my attention. I really appreciate that. So, what ended up happening was that some of the topic got cut off. I don't even remember anymore because, honest to God, my memory is horrible sometimes. I don't even remember what I said after the point in which it was cut off. I know I was describing stuff in the picture, most of which you could have seen in the article. So, I do apologize to anybody that feels as if I didn't get my point across, though. My unofficial... I don't really know what position to give her. My unofficial, I guess I want to say, did I get my point across person? Like, is it understandable? Said that it was fine, that my point was made, that she thinks, but then again, it's my mom, so she'll pretty much, as long as I'm not dropping the F-bomb every other sentence, she's happy with it. She doesn't care. So, I just want to have that out on the record that I do apologize if somebody out there didn't understand it. At this point, there's really nothing more I can do, sadly, because I don't have access. I mean, I still have the access to the topic. I can pull it up off the video, but I don't remember what I said anymore, and I don't want to accidentally contradict something that I'd already said. So I can't re-record it, and I do apologize for those of you that felt like it was cut short. I kind of feel like it was cut short too, but my point was made, according to my fact checker on that, or at least my opinion-related fact checker, so I should be good. But after that fiasco, I ended up spending the rest of that night until 2:30 Sunday morning resetting my laptop, and then spent most of the rest of the week refixing that up. I recorded the Q&A video on Tuesday. I set up the date for the next one, which, let me pull up my calendar here. What did I say the date was going to be for that? I know it's like the last Saturday in October, I think. Yeah, the 26th, because then I can record it on the 29th, which is a Tuesday, and I can put it up on the 31st, which is Halloween. So that's my go-to plan for this year, for the October Q&A video. November and December's, I'm going to try to figure out a set date for it, but I'm going to say this right here, right now, it's liable to be an up-in-the-air date. And the reason why is because November and December, unless I find another job, which I think the moon would have to fall into the right alignment and Uranus would have to go into Neptune's Pluto, I don't see happening this year. I would love to find another job, though. I'm getting tired of getting up at 1:45 in the morning. But because November and December are night shift times, and I don't know what my schedule is going to be like. It would be nice if I could actually have my schedule like a freaking month in advance. I would love that. I could specify and give an estimate as to right now when it would be, and my best guess would probably be the 23rd would be the cutoff for November as of right now, but it's a tentative date. And for December, I would be probably looking at, I want to say, the 21st, and I would probably put it out on Christmas. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'll do. I'll just do that, because I can record it on Christmas Eve. Okay, so long as okay, that's a tentative one for December will be the 21st. So December 21st will be the tentative date for December's Q&A. And November 23rd, I'm going to make the tentative date for the November one. So those are the tentative dates. Now, they're liable to change. I can't specify if they will or not, but they're liable to change. But other than that this week, because I know this is getting long, but because I wanted to apologize for last week's first, so this was going to be a little longer. I did have an interesting week. My regular supervisor was on vacation, so the store manager was watching me this week at work. Because I'm the lowly employee. Yes, it's like I have to do the early morning shift. It's supervisor, and supervisor watches me and helps and everything else, which is how it works. But manager was there this week, so that was fun. She's a blast to get along with. I'll say that. She's nice to get along with. But other than that, Thursday was my biggest, I want to say, nightmare. So Thursday, I put up the Q&A video. That went well. I came home. That went okay. My mom's currently fighting with my grandfather's, because my grandfather goes to the VA for his medical stuff, and he gets his pills through the Veterans Association. And she's fighting with them because he doesn't have his one pill, and that continued into Friday. And I can't talk to them because of HIPAA laws and the fact that I'm not on the list to talk to them because I'm not down for a qualifiable person that can be given the information. Again, HIPAA law. But there was basically that, so that continued into Friday. But Thursday night, my next door neighbor is a huge Eagles fan. More power to him. I hate the Eagles, but more power to him. I'm a Broncos fan. Okay, I'm a Denver Broncos fan. But I don't mind, like people having faith in me. My two best friends are Eagles fans. That's fine and dandy. I'm a Broncos fan. They know I'm a Broncos fan. They know that I don't like their team, and they, I think to an extent, don't like mine either. So it's perfectly fine. Our teams hardly ever face each other, and if they do, it's once in a blue moon. And at that point, it's like, well, we put up a good fight if we lost, or yeah, we beat your team down to the ground if we won. But my neighbor, nice guy to a point, blares his radio super freaking loud to the point that everything on my desk in my room is vibrating. I'm yelling out my window at the top of my lungs to tell him to turn the damn thing down. Finally gets to the point where I go down through the living room, go out the front door, stand on the front lawn, and literally yell at the top of my lungs, echoing throughout the neighborhood, to turn the damn thing down. He laughs it off, and I told him that, I'll call the cops, because that was disturbing the peace. It did not need to be that damn loud. That has been it has been the most quietest in this neighborhood since then. Other than cars going by every now and then, and people from the one, I guess I want to call it like a factory or plant that around here having their usual arguments. It has been definitely quiet in this neighborhood since I yelled. It's like all of a sudden the neighborhood realized, okay, that one can yell, don't piss him off, we all need to be quiet now. And I mean, I've been doing my damnedest to keep my voice down and keep like my yelling and stuff down when I do rant videos. I'm actually trying to make some soundproofing stuff in my room for when I do make rant videos, so I can hang those up, and then I can take them down when I'm done. So it isn't like I'm not trying to be considerate towards my neighbors and everything else. I'm trying. I really am. But yeah, so that's that. That's been my week. Friday was a dull, standard thing with everything that I'd mentioned beforehand. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's been my week. So let me know how your weeks went in the comment section below. And without any further ado, let's get into the podcast then, shall we? Thank you for holding. Your call is very important to us and will be answered in the order in which it was received. Your estimated wait time is now 3 hours. Please continue to hold until the next available representative can take your call. Okay, so in what I'd like to call, I should just soon call this part of the show, cool shit Japan seems to get. Because it seems to be all the cool stuff that Japan gets their hands on that we'll never see. Osaka is going to become the host of the first ever Japanese esports hotel. And first off, the picture in this thing, it's a concept drawing. I can tell that it's a concept drawing. But this looks sick. And I mean that in a good way. This looks like, and I mean like, I don't even know how they spell that. Was it S-E-C-K? I don't even know. But this looks pretty damn cool. So if you're an esports fan visiting Japan, this could be the hotel for you. The hotel is going to be called the E-Zone. It's set to open April of 2020. And everything in Japan is happening in 2020. I mean, you got Super Nintendo World opening in spring of 2020. Now you're going to have the Esports Hotel opening in April of 2020. The Tokyo 2020 Olympics are going to be happening in 2020. I mean, what the hell else is going to happen in this, man? Damn! Japan's getting all the cool shit. It's made up of 9 floors, with floors 1 to 3 being gaming floors, while 4 to 8 are guest rooms, which also feature gaming setups. The basement level features showers. Oh, that's... I'm not even touching that. In total, the hotel features 71 high-spec PC booths and equipment for streaming. The hotel is expected to be used by both individual gamers and for large-scale e-sporting events. Ooh. This honestly is something that's cool. Esports has become this huge, massive sporting event. It's basically become something of its own. When I was growing up in high school, if this would have been around when I was in high school, I would not have any doubts that this would be my profession. I would be in love with this. Flat out, I'd be a gamer. I'd be an esport gamer. No hands down. I love the fact that, and I know that a lot of people hate this because they say that it's lazy, it's not really encouraging anything. Video games actually can do a lot more than just make people seem like they're lazy and anything else. It does allow for people that are introverted or don't exactly want to go out and interact and mingle with other people. It does allow them a chance to interact with people without leaving the comfort of their shell. They're interacting with them online in MMORPGs. It also can, in a way, help you with hand-eye coordination, especially old console games and the old arcade machines, too, because you have to see what you're doing on the screen, and then you have to remember it's like you're literally moving your hands on their own. So video games do make a tremendous impact in everyday things and can actually be more useful as like ways to build up small skills than anything. Not to mention the fact that it allows you to like see patterns. You can learn minute styles of coding through playing video games. You can figure out, okay, like take the old school up to Gen 6. Yes, up to Gen 6 in Pokemon. Wait, I think it's 6. No, wait, it might be 5. Wait, hold on. Kanto, Johto's Gen 2. Hoen's Gen 3, Sinnoh's Gen 4, Gen 5. Okay, Gen 5. My apologies, Gen 5. Where you could actually tell coding, because in all honesty, the layout for those Pokemon games is set in a grid pattern. It's you stick down a piece of grid paper. That's basically your Pokemon map. That is it. And then it's basically a figurine, a chance, and a randomized programming code that, let's say that you have your character and you step on this square. That square is going to run a random probability chance using random number generator, generating a number between, let's say, 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. And basically it's going to have a set program for that. If it's like 1, let's do 1 to 5. I'll make it a little easier here to explain. Let's say it's 1, 2, 4, 5. If that number comes up, nothing happens. But if a 3 comes up, that's a random encounter. Then it pulls up other statistics, like is it going to be shiny, which one of the Pokemon for that area is it going to be, so on and so forth. And that's how, and it still kind of works that way even with the newer games. It's just you now have it as a 3D perspective instead of a overhead 2D perspective. So it's still the same concept, where you're stepping on a square, basically, and that's triggering this question of random number. Now, if you're on a path with like no grass or anything, there's like no sand, nothing that could trigger that, then it's just a solid like 1 through 5 where nothing will happen. But if you're on a grassy area, it's going to give you a random number chance. So that's the basic inner goals of what I've gathered of how that works. And I've gathered that through playing games. So when it comes to esports, I think this is great because not a lot of people want to play football. Not a lot of people want to play baseball or soccer or do a lot of these other games. They'll want to play something that they're good at. And video games have become a massive boom in the industry lately, especially for things in general. You have like YouTube gamers that stream games. You have Twitch gamers. There's conventions. There's tournaments. There's stuff like that. All this has become a massive and huge big business. So, of course, esports is going to become something that's just as cool. So, an esports hotel, I think, not only is a good thing, but is definitely something that could probably branch out outside of Japan, which, in all honesty, it should, because Japan gets the cool shit, okay? I'm just going to say it. Japan gets the cool shit, okay? Japanese bootlegs are better. According to Real Steel, Japanese bootlegs are better. Japan gets some games that we never got here in the U.S., like Another Century Episode 0. Basically, Another Century episodes entirely, so any of the Ace games. They get some of the better systems before we do. Some stuff is strictly kept to Japan only. I mean, Japan had the green version of the Pokemon games before we got it in the remake here in the U.S. when Generation 3 came out, and they allowed you to be able to trade between Hoenn and Kanto. Now, granted, the only downside, though, and something that I still find a little annoying to this day, that they could have at least tried. We could have had this where you could go to Johto in that one, sort of have it be like what the original one was, and call it a day at that. But then again, that's all being part of a video that I'm thinking about making down the road, so it'll be a discussion video. But yeah, but as far as the esports thing goes, I think this is a cool thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty much a fan of esports. I watched a while back. It was I think it was a Mass Effect. No, it wasn't Mass Effect. There's something. What the hell was it? I don't know. It almost reminded me of Final Conflict. God, what the hell was it? It was a tournament. It was on YouTube. They were playing the final round of it, and I can't for the life of me figure out what the hell the name of it was. But yeah, it wasn't Mass Effect. It was something else. But I was watching that, and they were having a blast. I mean, okay, granted, I was kind of rooting for the one guy to win, and he didn't, but still, they were having a blast. I can't think what the name of it was to save my life right now. But that was esports, and this is what it's become. I mean, there are hotels in that are strictly for like sporting events here in the U.S. I mean, there's football hotels that cater to football, fans, where they'll have like football, like different rooms for different teams, different floors will be like you'll have. Like, it is a big hotel, too, because it's like one half of it's going to be the NFC, the other half's the AFC. Then you have some hotels that are strictly for baseball fans. There are some hotels that are even for baseball fans. It's, sporting events are a humongous thing, be it physical or electronic. So a sports hotel is not a bad idea. The fact that this thing looks pretty damn cool definitely opens up a lot of things. There are some pictures here, at least concept drawings of inside of it, and honestly, it looks really cool. I mean, okay, the one room looks a little trippy, but otherwise, it looks pretty cool. I especially like what looks like the event room, where you could have like a massive tournament. That looks pretty damn sweet. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely something that is going to be cool to watch for, and hopefully it will find its way outside of Japan, because I would love to see how that works here in the States. That would be cool. But once again, that was another. I'm just gonna call it. Screw it. This is a new topic subject here. That was another cool shit Japan gets. Yeah, I'm just going to start naming that segment. That's what the segment's going to be. Cool shit Japan gets. So I keep finding this cool stuff that they get that we don't get here. That's another cool thing that Japan's getting. So cool shit Japan gets, and that's what it was. Oh, man, I just... It's so cool. Okay, well, speaking of video games, let's talk about the 89-year-old video gamer grandma who's basically showing off her skills on YouTube. Yes, that's right. At this point, age really is just a number, because Granny's kicking ass and taking names. So, the 89-year-old grandmother from Asakusa... Yes, from Asakusa, Tokyo, who goes by the appropriate handle of Gamer Grandma. Hamako Mori is keen on letting her audience know that there is no age limit when it comes to enjoying hobbies like gaming. And she does just that on her YouTube channel, where she plays games like Days Gone and Grand Theft Auto Online. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that Grandma here is playing a game where you are basically beating the crap out of hookers and stealing cars and robbing people, and oh yeah, okay, this is just even better now. This is working my day. This is good now. Oh God. So GameSpark Global Gaming News recently spoke with Mori about her history with video games. a hobby she's enjoyed for nearly 40 years. At this point, she stated she started with a cassette version system back in 1981 and never stopped, setting aside plenty of time for favorites that range from The Legend of Zelda and Dragon Quest games to Resident Evil and Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Oh god. This is just... Holy shit. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh god, there's even a sample. Oh god. Oh god, there's even a sample of her playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to watch this. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is too funny. This is way too funny. Okay, so Grandma's playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I've got to watch this quick. Hold on. I'm gonna do a play-by-play here. Hold on. Okay, I want to see Grandma playing Grand Theft Auto 5 here. I'm sorry. It's like a 9-minute video. Okay, this is gonna be good. I have no audio on, by the way, so no copyright infringement can happen here. But oh my god, I gotta see this. Come on, load up, damn it! I want to see this. I want to see. You make my day. I gotta see this. Come on. Okay, so while my computer fights to load, because it wants to be, it wants to be a little stingy pain in my backside, you bastard. Sure, what the hell? Let's, Okay, here we go. It's in Japanese, so I can't really say what's happening. Okay, we got people beating the crap out of each other, or they're in a bar. Oh, look. So I don't know Grand Theft Auto 5 either, just to let everybody out there know. I don't know anything about the game, other than Grand Theft Auto series is basically where you just, you go around and you can beat the crap out of hookers and rob them. That's literally all I know about Grand Theft Auto games. Besides, there's like a couple of them that had like some nasty glitches in it, according to other gamers. In fact, they made like some top 10 lists. But I just love this. This is definitely a screenshot, so I know how she's doing this because I found a couple programs when I was looking for one to record my videos that was better than the camera program here on Windows. So she's doing a screen capture, and it's picture-in-picture screen capture. But this is funny. I mean, she's playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I can't believe this. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop it because it's not loading quickly enough. It's not buffering fast enough. But oh my god, Granny's playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Holy hell. That's just... I mean, if my mom would be playing this game, I would probably be dying of a heart attack. But Mori has had a YouTube channel now for a few years. It started uploading more frequently after getting some help from an editing team. She hopes to continue sharing the experience of playing games with others, as she currently has nearly 25,000 subscribers. She's got nearly 25,000 subscribers. I have barely 150. What the hell am I doing wrong? Well, okay, never mind. I'm not an 89-year-old grandma playing Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm sorry. It's just gonna kick it. Oh god. Okay, so not only did she play Grand Theft Auto 5, she's also playing Borderlands 3. Oh my god. This is too good. Oh god, this is great. This is what I needed tonight. I'm not gonna lie. This is the best I have. This is the best. So for those who are getting up in the years, Gamer Grandma recommends focusing on single player games as your reflexes start to slow down. 3 cheers to Hamako Mori and her awesome ability to keep up with the latest games at 89. I can just... I'm sorry. First off, I find this amazing. I'm not going to lie. I think this is cool. That you literally have an 89-year-old that is doing something that 20 and 30-year-olds are doing. And even some teenagers. So first off, that is impressive. Second, the fact that she's probably owning a lot of their scores and they're watching her videos and like, god damn, she's doing it better than I can. Just definitely makes me laugh. But she's playing Grand Theft Auto 5. This is the game with the hookers, and the robbing of the hookers, and the beating the crap out of the hookers, and the pimps, and the Yakuza, I think, and the bars, and the drinking, and oh my god, I just get a kick out of this. And, so I'm sorry. This is just. First off, way to go. I think I'm gonna subscribe to your channel. I'm just gonna subscribe to your channel. Just for the hell of it, I'm gonna subscribe to your channel. I'm not even gonna lie. So you have a subscriber right here. I'm subscribing. I'm not even gonna lie. I want to check this out. Hold on, because there is a link here. I want to pull this up. I want to see exactly how many. My God, this is just this. Okay, what's the channel's name? You all gotta subscribe to this. I'm not even joking. This is just hilarious, I think, in the grand scheme of things. This is funny. I'm getting a massive. This is better than Date Colonel Sanders, okay? I'm sorry. I'm having a major blast with this one. This is. I mean. I know that there are some elderly people that are still, like, doing a lot of stuff well into their 90s and that. There are people that are doing stuff well into their old age. I'm not going to lie. It's cool. Okay, it's literally Gamer Grandma. She has 37.1 thousand subscribers. Well, you're going to count me in on that then once I log back into my YouTube channel then. Or my YouTube account, I will be subscribing to you as well. I will. You know what? Since I'm gonna be subscribing, then I will throw a link to her channel in the description. Check it out. This is. I mean, I like the picture. Her banner is really cool. That is so cool. I love this. This is funny. Now, just keep in mind though, the games are probably gonna be the Japanese version, so there's not really gonna be much you're gonna be able to hear. There's no subtitles. And YouTube subtitles suck, but still, this is too damn funny. I'm sorry. This is way too damn funny. Okay, holy hell, this is great. This is great. I love this topic. This was the best topic I could have had for tonight. This is so good. This is so good. 89-year-old gamer grandma. I mean, it was funny. I'm gonna have to submit this to Pat and Ian for the CU podcast. I want to hear their thoughts on this. I don't think they've talked about her. I want to hear their thoughts on this. Oh my God, this is perfect. This is good. So yeah, seriously. Congratulations, Gamer Grandma. You got a subscriber here. I'm going to subscribe. Not even joking. I'm subscribing to your channel. It'll probably be tomorrow when I log back into my YouTube channel. I am subscribing. 100% I'm subscribing. You got a subscriber in me. Oh my God. There's going to be a link to her channel in my description. Check it out. It is so worth it. This is cool. This is cool. Because I remember that video of like moms freaking out that was moms freaking out to Mass Effect, I think it was, or Edge or whatever it was. But you had those, what was it, Deep Space or something? Or whatever. But there's like that video where the moms were freaking out to that game and they were trying to play it. And this is an 89-year-old grandma that is playing Grand Theft Auto 5. A game where you can basically rob people on the streets, carjack their ass. There's like mods for these games. There's like the hot coffee mod that allowed sex for the one thing, and she's just playing these games. And this is so funny. I'm sorry. This is the best. This is honestly the best right here. Oh my God, this is good. Oh, I needed this tonight. I really did. I needed this.
Thank you for holding. The next available representative will now take your call. Yeah, this is Bob. Thank you for calling the absolutely, completely random podcast customer service line. How can I assist you right now? I'm sort of having an issue. My podcast kind of crapped out last week. One of the topics was inadvertently cut short, and I'm just trying to make sure there's no damage down the road. Make sure that everything's hunky-dory and it's not going to happen again. Okay there, sir. Let me pull up your information here from the call center. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So you're calling from sector 2814, is that correct? Milky Way Galaxy, Earth, yes. Okay, I like Earth. Earth's a nice planet. Yeah, there's a weird show there called Bob, Hart, Zob, and Shola, right? Yeah, it just started on CBS, I think. But what does that got to do? Oh, well, my name's Bob. I like stuff for people named Bob. I mean, I'm from a planet where we're all named Bob, but still, I like stuff from other planets that's named Bob. That's kind of cool. You know any Bobs? Yeah. Yes, I know a few. Oh, well, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna have to check the system matrix here and make sure that everything's backed up. I might be able to flush your flux capacitor for you and reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, but don't really know if it's gonna do you much good. But I'll give it a shot. I'll have to put you back on hold though while I do that. Is that okay? Yep, sure. What the hell? I didn't hear the elevator music for the last 6 hours. What the hell? Oh, 6 hours. Oh, according to my system here, you've been on hold for six. Oh, Jesus, 6 days. Oh, wow. I am really sorry. Usually by this time, people are swearing up a storm at me. But yeah, okay, yeah, not a problem. I'm just gonna put you back on hold, and I'll be right back with you once I flush your flux capacitor and reset your information matrix and reverse the neutron flow there. Okay. All right. Thank you for calling the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast customer service. Your call is very important to us. Please continue to hold. Okay, so let's just get to the meat and potatoes of this podcast. Spider-Man's back in the MCU. And I'm just going to come right out and say it. I did not pick a side in this. I am on the fence with this. But yes, I will lean a little more towards Sony. I think they did a good job when they told Disney, who owns Marvel, because I like how people were telling me, well, it's not Disney's fault. No. Marvel's the one that they're going after with this, and Disney owns Marvel, so therefore it's Disney that was said no. Disney was the one that was told no, and that's what I think was really good. The fact that they literally told Disney where to stick it. But, of course, and I said this on Twitter, and I was immediately called out. And I'm going to say this. This was the first time I was called a dick in years. Haven't been called a dick very often. But I put down, and I replied to a comment, or I replied to a Twitter post that said that with Spider-Man Return, I'm like, well, maybe this will keep the criers happy now. And I mean that. When news of Spider-Man being separated and leaving the MCU broke out, fans were immediately throwing what I like to call the biggest hissy fit in history. I'm not even going to joke here, okay? This was literally the biggest hissy fit in history because they were upset because Spider-Man was no longer in the MCU. Now, I'm going to say this, and shoot me if you will for saying it, metaphorically, of course, but shoot me if you will. I liked the Sony Spider-Man movies, okay? I thought they were good. I explained this when I talked about Spider-Man leaving the MCU in the first place. I said it was good that they were good because the first movie was literally Peter Parker facing up to the fact that he was going to be Spider-Man, that he, was listening to Uncle Ben's words that with great power comes great responsibility. So the first movie was basically him getting used to the situation around him, which is fine. It's how you test the waters. And it was a good movie for the time. And yes, age does make a difference. I mean, if you watch it nowadays, yeah, it kind of sucks because nowadays we're all used to movies that basically cost the gross national product of a small country more so than we are anything else because it's got to have 1,000 special effects in it. You have to see explosions and fireworks, and there's got to be a giant robot that somehow manages to magically pull itself out of a leprechaun's ass. That's what we get. But the first one was fine. The second one, he had one villain in the first one. He had two villains technically in the second one because he had to fight himself and Dr. Octopus because he was trying to do too much stuff at once and he was basically burning himself out. He didn't know how to balance his time and he was basically, he was fighting a losing battle with himself. Once he found inner peace, then he was able to kick ass. That fight briefly continued into the third movie
And he had 3 villains. And that's what pissed a lot of people off with, oh my god, it was 3 villains. You had Sandman, Venom, and New Goblin. It was a good movie, okay? I'm not going to lie. The third one was the best out of the 3. Then you had the Andrew Garfield movies. Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I didn't see the second one, other than clips, and I did see the first one. I thought it was good. I thought Andrew Garfield did a good job portraying Peter Parker. But I will not lie, Tom Holland's damn good Spider-Man. So, of course, I did not see Homecoming, and I have seen some clips from Far From Home. And I just get a kick out of how people were so quick to throw Sony under the bus when they separated from the MCU and they took Spider-Man out of it. And so many people were just freaking and flipping the hell out like, no, this can't happen. Spider-Man's got to stay in the MCU. Why? You tell me why Spider-Man has to stay in the MCU other than the fact that you want it there. Okay? Because from where I'm sitting at, Marvel's Phase 4, he's now getting a movie slammed into Phase 4. It's not coming out until 2021. And there are a lot of people out there that are thinking that this was basically a publicity stunt. I'm not saying that it probably wasn't, but I don't think it entirely was, but I think Disney turned it into one. I think after Sony told Disney where to stick it, then Disney decided, hey, you know what? This means war, and they launched the campaign, because Disney was the one that started it. With the whole, well, we're not going to have them anymore, tell Sony you want it back. That started the massive, spree of people going after Sony. There was a Change.org petition to demand that Sony give Disney 100% control of Spider-Man, which it was idiotic. Okay? Kevin Feige that's like, yeah, this and that. Everything happened for a reason. Disney wanted the film to be financed on a 50-50 basis. Okay? They wanted Sony to put up half the money, and they put up half the money. You guys are the company that's $500 million, if not more, that you spend per movie. And, at least like a few hundred million. At least like about $500 million. Never mind, about 500,000 a movie. I had it right. You spend about $500 million making the damn movies. And you gross in a couple $1 billion with each one. Guardians of the Galaxy went gangbusters. Black Panther went buku gangbusters at the box office. You had Infinity War and Endgame, both of which just lit up like a freaking Christmas tree. And then all of a sudden, because the 5-picture deal was done, had to figure out, the new thing here. Because Spider-Man was in the 5 movies that he was in. And all of a sudden, with Far From Home going massive. Because, well, it's literally the first movie right after Endgame. So, of course, everybody's going to want to know, what's going to happen, which characters are going to be in this one. And all of a sudden, it's, we want the next movie to be a 50-50 basis here. And this is what's annoying. Now, Sony's believed to have proposed keeping the arrangement under the current terms, which stipulates that Marvel gets about 5% of the first dollar gross and all merchandising revenues. Do you know how many Spider-Man related items come out with every freaking movie? There's t-shirts, there's tie-in products, there's toys, video games, you name it, and a shit ton of merchandise. So if they get all merchandising revenue, if Marvel was going to get all merchandising revenue, that is huge. They were going to get 5% off the first dollar gross. That's huge. But of course, Disney wanted a 50-50 basis because they don't want to put up the money for it unless they have a complete and total control over it. Because Disney wants to own everything. They have 20th Century Fox, they have LucasArts, they have Marvel. There is nothing left that they don't own. except for Spider-Man, which they now kind of do. But the new deal got signed late Thursday night. Negotiations involved top players from both sides, including Tom Rothman, the chief of Sony Pictures, and Feige and Walt Disney Studios co-chair Alan Horn and Alan Bergman. In exchange for lending Feige's producing prowess, Marvel and Disney will receive roughly 25% of the profits, according to insiders. Disney will retain its merchandising rights and will put up roughly a quarter of the financing. As part of the arrangement, Spider-Man will also appear in one future Marvel Studios film. So, let me get this straight. I just want to make sure that I have this right here. So, Marvel and Disney are going to receive roughly 25% of the profits from this movie. Disney's going to retain the merchandising rights and will put up roughly a quarter of the financing. So they're putting up a quarter of it. That means that Sony's got to put up the other 75% of it. Disney and Marvel are getting 25%. So Disney and Marvel are basically getting back what they're putting in. They're breaking even. Because they get 25% of the profits, and Sony's the one that's going to be taking the massive bath on these if the movies start to tank. And this is what I find more annoying here. I'm kind of pissed off here at this, because Disney screwed them. Disney screwed Sony, and nobody seems to give a shit. And it's basically, well, Sony needs to be screwed. No, Sony's got enough crap, okay? They've gotten massive crap for too damn long. They've learned. They can improve with time. And in all honesty, they had the Venom movie. Now, the Venom movie probably would have been better, I'm not going to lie, if they could have mentioned Spider-Man in it. But because Spider-Man was still part of the MCU, they couldn't. So that's that. But it's like, well, we want Spider-Man in the thing. No. That's what pisses them off. And that's what pisses me off at this point, too. So, it's just weird. So the third movie already has a release date, too, which definitely adds to the spectrum of this was a humongous publicity stunt. I mean, I'm still pissed off to begin with. And if this does come out that this was nothing more than a PR stunt, because I'm already done with Marvel. I still play Contest of Champions because that's the only place I'm ever going to see Iron Man again. Because they killed Iron Man off. As far as I'm concerned, Marvel can kiss my ass. Because they got nothing good anymore, as far as I'm concerned. Nothing else in the Marvel Cinematic Universe caught my attention. I doubt we're ever going to get a standalone Hulk movie because everybody got pissed off at the Grey Hulk in Endgame. Captain America's too damn old now, so we're getting Winter Soldier and Falcon, and that's a Disney Plus thing. We're getting a Black Widow movie, which I don't... How the hell do we need one? They pretty much explained her entire backstory in Age of Ultron. We don't need a Black Widow movie. We're getting Wanda and the Vision, which is another Disney Plus thing. And a lot of this stuff that we're getting for Phase 4 of Marvel is all going to Disney Plus. And this is just striking me as ironic that now they have it instantly. We sign the deal. Here's the release date for the next movie, July 16th of 2021. There's more questions than answers. But the problem is that all the people that are celebrating this, you got Angry Joe, I really hate to say it this way, but Pat Contry, and so many other ones, I feel like they've drank the Kool-Aid. And they're just blind to everything. I actually said this before, and this is a damn good analogy. The blind cannot see their own blindness. And in all honesty, at this point, that's true. Because Sony could have probably done a good job. We don't know what they could have done as a solo Spider-Man movie. But the problem is that everybody's so blinded to anything other than Disney-related stuff for superheroes. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of DC, but I can definitely say that out of the two, yeah, I'll watch a Marvel movie before I watch a DC one because DC went downhill. I'm not going to watch, let's say, the one because I'm not going to watch a DC movie because they all suck. No, I'm not going to watch those. But it's just, it's idiotic. And people are freaking out. Because it's like anything that isn't Disney in regards to superheroes is instant total garbage. I mean, it's just, it's idiotic. I'm not going to say it's idiotic. Marvel has licensed the rights to Spider-Man to Sony for nearly 2 decades. Marvel has licensed the rights to Spider-Man to Sony. An agreement they forged prior to Disney's $4 billion acquisition of the comics company in 2009. Sony achieved critical and financial acclaim with its first round of Spider-Man movies, which were directed by Sam Raimi and starred Tobey Maguire. The second effort, starring Andrew Garfield and directed by Mark Webb, were far less successful, sending the studio back to the drawing board. Bringing Marvel and Feige back into the fold in 2017 Spider-Man Homecoming, the studio was able to recapture the creative mojo of the first series. It also got a boost from having Holland's web spinner appear in Avengers movies, with Spidey becoming a key member of the super team. Sony said it was pleased that a deal has been reached. I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words. And if Marvel owns the rights to Sony, then what the hell was Disney even complaining about? Sorry, if Marvel licensed the rights to Spider-Man to Sony, something about that sentence is wrong. But if Marvel has the rights to Spider-Man, then what the hell was Disney's issue? So many questions. I think there's an issue, and that's from Variety. But I think there was an issue. But my local news, or one of the local news channels by me, 6ABC, actually did have some more information up about this. Spider-Man gets another swing with Marvel. I'm going to say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Somewhere along the line, we all got screwed, or we were just too stupid to realize it. But yeah, so Los Angeles, Spider-Man won't be leaving the Marvel Cinematic Universe or MCU anytime soon. The public fallout last month, Sony Pictures and the Walt Disney Studios have found a way to work together. The studio said Friday that they would be teaming up once more to produce a third Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland. Disputes over profit-sharing structure put Spidey's future in the MCU in doubt, much to the chagrin of many fans who had enjoyed seeing Spider-Man fight alongside the Avengers, which don't exist anymore because Iron Man's dead, Captain America is now too old to do anything. It's basically the newer Avengers, which there's no point. Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige said in a statement that he's thrilled that the character's journey in the MCU is continuing. Producer Amy Pascal added that it's been a winning partnership for both studios. Somehow along the line, I feel like we all fell for something, and we're just too damn stupid to realize what it was. Personally, I think Spider-Man leaving the MCU wasn't a bad idea. Because the MCU's first 3 phases are done. They're in phase 4 now. Spider-Man was good. Here's a character, you can have it. And I would just say, okay, we can't come to a deal to have Spider-Man stay in the MCU. But here's the sub deal. You can mention him in other movies. If we could say, yeah, he was away and we'll just say, yeah, he was away for a while, like on a vacation. But if there'd be a movie where you'd want to mention him, yeah, you could say, oh yeah, this is Spider-Man, but we get 5% of whatever the movie makes. They couldn't have struck that deal. Something like that. When Sony told Disney to kiss off, that was a good point. It showed the world that Disney could not just buy whatever they wanted. And then the backlash starts. Fans start getting pissed off and crying like children, throwing temper tantrums like toddlers. And I understand how fans are pissed off about it. Don't get me wrong, I do get your gripe. But at the end of the day, think about it from the standpoint of other people. Look at the other side of the fence. You're backing the company that bought 20th Century Fox just so they could have the X-Men, Fantastic Four, so that they could probably integrate them somewhere into Phase 5. They bought 20th Century Fox for like one reason and one reason only. Disney owns the superhero franchise at this point because Warner Brothers could not come up with a movie to contend with them to save their ass. They can't create world building. They've rebooted Batman and Superman half a dozen times. In fact, there's going to be another Batman and Superman movie coming out sometime in the future. Wonder Woman and Aquaman are the only two superheroes in the DCEU that have actually survived the fallout from Justice League. What does that tell you? That unless it's Disney, superheroes can't have movies. And people were throwing Venom under the bus. I've seen some clips of that, and like I said, if they could have mentioned Spider-Man in it and made Venom out to be like, I want to be a hero like Spider-Man with my powers, I could have understood that. Because then it would have probably been better received. But the minute people hear the Sony Spider-Man movie, then they get pissed off. You had Into the Spider-Verse, and there are people that like that. And now there's like, oh, well, that's all Sony can do now anymore. That's all they're stuck with. It's like, no, that Sony has no choice now in it. Because Disney stuck their hands in their pockets and said, we want more money. You're going to start paying for more of the movies. We're not fitting the bill for these anymore. You're going to pay for them. We're gonna get 25% of the profits, and we're gonna put 25% in. So Disney's basically breaking even in this, in a way, because 25% of the profits, if they're putting in a quarter of what it's gonna cost for this movie. So like let's say hypothetically, then I would assume that the next movie, and I don't make myself out to be an expert either, by the way. As like I said, this is all hypothetical and in my opinion. So, hypothetically, let's say, because I can make this an easy number, let's say 500 million. Okay, just a rough number. Let's say the next Spider-Man movie costs 500 million to produce. Disney's putting up a quarter of that. Okay? A quarter of 500 million. Do you know what that is? That's $125 million. That's all they're going to put into this. That means that Sony's got to come up with the other $375 million to put into this. And let's say that the movie gets $2 billion in revenue. Well, what's 25% of $2 million? Anybody? Anybody? A lot. Disney's going to be cleaning up on this. And the fans are just going to sit there. Like I said, I honestly think we all got stupid. Somehow we fell for something and we were just way too stupid to realize what it was. If this was a marketing scheme, then they played us all like fiddles. And even I'll admit I'm pissed off then. This is worse than Teen Titans Go pitching the next season of Teen Titans on how good their movie does. This is worse than anything I could think of. If this is what happened, then we all were stupid enough to fall for it. Every single one of us. If this isn't what happened, and they actually had this massive falling out, and this wasn't a pre-planned little shit show, then by all means, tell us why you still want to have him in your cinematic universe. And don't use the phrase, because we have an open spot in Phase 4. Because I saw where this thing's supposed to be set up then. Okay? And your precious little Phase 4 is sandwiching it right after the Doctor Strange sequel, which is coming out in 2021, and your What If thing. So, yeah. Just, no. But yeah, so Spider-Man's back in the MCU. Everybody can now, as I said on Twitter, this should keep the criers. This should make the criers happy now. I'm not gonna lie. I was proud that Sony told Disney off. I was proud that a company told the House of Mouse where to stick it. I'm not proud of the fact that, bowing to pressure from fans, bowing to pressure from other people, that they caved. I'm not proud of that. I honestly think that somewhere along the line, we got screwed, and we all were just too stupid to realize it. Don't ask me how, but that's what I think happened. But yeah, so Spidey's back in the MCU. Everybody be happy. I have nothing. I really don't. This is, I just don't know. I don't know anymore. I really don't. Okay, so a new Mario game launched for the iOS and Android devices this week, called Mario Kart Tour. It's bringing some portable kart action to your phones and other devices. You can enjoy the races, enjoy tough races with a faster pace, though it turns out you'll need to shell out some money. Yeah, so Mario Kart games, honestly, they're a dime a dozen at this point. They've existed pretty much since the Wii U. Probably even further. I think there was one for the GameCube. I just never played it. I didn't play that many racing games for the GameCube either. I had Need for Speed, there's Need for Speed Carbon, I think, that I played for the GameCube, or I don't remember. One of them, I played one for the GameCube, and I had a blast with it. I remember that. I was just kicking ass and taking names. There were times I was literally just smashing into cars just to get the cops to follow me, just so that I could, because I was bored. Just, to test my car out and everything else for the races and stuff. You make your own fun, because the games were kind of boring, so you had to make your own fun. And that's what I did. And and there's a disclaimer on the front of it when you start the game up. There's a disclaimer: do not do what you're about to do in this game in real life. There are dire consequences. So yeah, I'm just yeah. But Mario Kart games have existed. There's always been different racing tiers. Usually means starting with the slower 50cc races before moving up to higher speed races. In Mario Kart Tour, though, the 200cc tier is actually locked behind a subscription service that costs you $4.99 a month. The 50, 100, and 150cc tiers are unlocked from the start, but Nintendo outlined the program in a press conference. Or in a press release. Press release. Yeah, sorry, my eyes are getting a little blurry there. Players can sign up for a free 2-week trial subscription to the Mario Kart Tour Gold Pass by tapping the Gold Pass purchase button in-game. With the Mario Kart Tour Gold Pass subscription, players can unlock the extra fast 200cc mode, obtain additional in-game rewards from racing, and gain access to bonus goals exclusive to Gold Pass holders. Once the 2-week free trial period ends, it will convert to a monthly subscription for $4.99 per month unless canceled. That's almost in a way sort of like what Contest of Champions recently did, where they had this new, they introduced this new upper echelon thing called Summoner Signal, or Sigil, or Sigil, or whatever. But what it basically is it's sort of like a makeshift subscription thing where you have to pay X amount a month. I think it's like $9.99 a month, but you get a lot of cool features. And they gave everybody like a free trial for it before they went and made it so you had to pay. I didn't like it, so I'm like, I don't put money into these games anyway, so that was fine by me. But I used it for the free trial. Everybody had it. And it's just afterwards, well, it gives you access to the Black ISO 8 market. You get like a couple other little features. Energy recharges faster, stuff like that. Honestly, with the freemium games, it's a good thing if you don't have to do that. But with Mario games, this is kind of chintzy since these are geared literally to kids. So asking for a subscription to unlock the additional game modes. Uh, it's not ambitious, according to the article. Well, they say it might be ambitious. I'm saying it's flat out greedy. It already has microtransactions that allow players to buy in-game currency to spend on randomly acquired things like different drivers and kart passes. Nintendo's mobile games have been hit or miss, with successors like Fire Emblem Heroes and stumbles like Dr. Mario World. It's not surprising to see experiments in monetization, but it's also hard to imagine anyone but the most hardcore players paying a monthly fee for speedier races. It's almost like Nintendo's guilty of this already if you think about it. Back with Pokemon, when X and Y came out, you couldn't transfer your Pokemon from black and white to X and Y like you could from just, attaching the 3DS via wireless to the 2DS, to the regular DS or the DS Lite or the DSi. You couldn't do that. No. No, you had to take them to Pokemon Bank first. And that cost you like $5 a month. So, yeah, these people know how microtransactions work, and they know how subscription fees work. And they're doing both of them. But locking an entire portion of the game away behind a paywall, that's dirty pool. That is dirty pool. Is now you're basically saying, well, unless you want to play boring modes for the rest of your timing and career here, you're going to have to shell out the cash that we want. Kiss off. That's just not right. You have to pay this for a pass. No. I could give a crap if it's free for like 2 weeks. That's kiss off. That's not right. You've locked it behind a paywall. You've locked it behind a subscription-based paywall for $4.99 a month. No. Hell no. That is wrong on so many levels. I don't even know where to begin with how wrong it is, but it's wrong. Just flat out wrong. I'm sorry. It's I don't know, but yep. So if you were playing Mario Kart Tour and wondering where the faster tracks were, there's your answer. They're stuck behind a paywall. You can look, but you can't touch. Basically, it's really chintzy window shopping. Sir, thank you for holding. Oh, hi, Bob. Welcome back. I was just starting to fall asleep. I do apologize for that, sir. All right, so here's the thing. I did manage to find there was an issue with your flux capacitor, but I'm not able to flush it from this location. But that shouldn't really make that much of a difference. I'm just going to need you to go ahead. You're going to have to reset some stuff for me, and no, that should take care of the issue. Oh, yeah, I kind of already did that after the problem happened. I said I want to make sure that this isn't going to happen again. Can't you just check the system to make sure it's fine? Oh, right. Sorry, I do have that here on my notes. Okay, I'm going to have to put you back on hold, sir. It's not going to take me that long to double check and do a system sweep here. Might be a couple gremlins that are loose. I don't know. If there is, we'll have to send you some gremlin repellent and a few other things. You're going to have to pay for the shipping and, well, it may not be covered under warranty. But yeah, let me put you back on hold here for a moment, sir, and you should be, I should be able to tell you whether or not it's fixable. Just one more moment, sir. I hate being put on hold. Alright, so speaking of games that stick stuff behind exclusive paywalls and stuff like that, well, this one isn't so much a paywall, it's scummy nonetheless. Get ready for some really, really bad news if you were looking forward to play Modern Warfare's survival mode. Unfortunately, unless you own a PS4, you ain't gonna be playing it. Yep, Spec Ops, the Spec Ops game here, Sony and Activision announced that Modern Warfare survival mode, a mode within a mode, it's part of Spec Ops, it's gonna be sadly stuck on the PS4 until October 1st of next year, 2020. Spec Ops first introduced the original Modern Warfare 2 as a series of short scripted missions that can either be played solo or co-op. They've been missing from the last few Call of Duty games, so their return here has been seen as a welcome move by longtime series fans. Unfortunately, that excitement from PC and Xbox users was pretty much dashed. So they pretty much rained on their parade as they're out there, waving to the game and making it feel like it's wonderful. And they're like, "We love you, game! We love you, game!" Yep, all that came crashing down on top of them when it was announced that while the core Spec Ops experience will appear on all platforms, survival mode, basically a horde mode for Call of Duty, is only on the PS4 until October of 2020. Which is right about the time the next Call of Duty game is going to end up coming out. So, this is the first time that Sony's done this. An exclusive deal for Call of Duty content, but those have previously been for matters of days. To lock something down for an entire year. The game is due out on October 25th. It's a little more drastic. There's an exclusive announced twice in the video below. There's a video in here, so yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, this is a scummy thing to do. You're basically telling people that, well, unless you're playing it on the console that we choose, you're not playing it with everybody. And the whole point of this, I think, was the fact that because so many people could play online, they were starting to integrate the games connectively between consoles. But the fact that you're basically ostracizing two different consoles, the PC and the Xbox, you're basically telling those people that, well, we don't like you, we don't want you playing our game, we only want these people playing it, and you're segregating them out, and that's not a good thing. Because gamers will not take lightly to this. And now there are probably PS4 players that might have had this game pre-ordered, and they could have canceled their pre-order and said, you know what, kiss off, forget it, we're done. The hell with it. Because they're going to get a tremendous amount of shit from people for an entire year. That, I couldn't play that game because, it was basically locked out in my region. I couldn't play it. Or it's locked out from my console, my system. I can't play it. You lucky bastard. And right there, then you have the issue of, well, I just wanted us to all play together. Yeah, well, I can't play with you. No, I don't want to play with you now because you get the lucky game. I don't want to play that. I gotta buy a freaking PS4. Those things are expensive. They don't work right. They're having issues, and hell no, I don't want it. No, you can keep your game. I'm gonna play something else. And therein lies an issue. And this isn't the first time either that games have done stuff like this, but like I said, it was mostly for days, not for this massive year, practically. That's idiotic. You're just going to lock it out for an entire year. You can't play this mode outside the PS4 for a year. Did you strike a deal with the PS4? Or it's like, well, we only want the PS4 players to have it for a year, nobody else. I mean, if they would have came out and said, hey, this could easily be like a tentative date because we're having issues getting the PC and Xbox version to work, I think people probably would have taken it a lot different. If they would have came out and said, yeah, we're having issues getting the Xbox and PC versions to work, they keep crashing the game, making corrupted game files or something like that, and they said, but we got the PS4 version to work, so instead of holding all of them for a year, we're going to release the PS4 first, and then we'll be releasing the other ones once we get it fixed. But, we're hoping to have it done before October of 2020. So it might be like a couple months till we can get it fixed. I think fans probably wouldn't have been as pissed. But the fact that they're just like, nope, it's only for the PS4 for a year. It's locked to them exclusively for a year. You got to wait a year to play it. That's a middle finger. And the Hail Scroob. If you've ever seen Spaceballs. But that's it. Screw that. What the hell? I mean, nobody's going to want to play the game. That's going to hurt you in the long run, but I don't know. Hopefully something will happen. It'll get changed. Maybe they'll come out with it. Backlash will come back to bite them in the ass. Who knows? But as of now, that's what the game plan is for them, and that's just freaking horrible and sad in many, many, many ways. Okay, so fans of Boruto are probably going to love hearing this news. So, the next arc is set to come out in October, and it's going to be a must-watch for longtime Naruto fans and for Boruto fans. It's going to be a story that's going to feature an encounter between Boruto and the childhood version of his father. It's all part of the 20th anniversary celebration of the original manga. It launched back in the pages of Shonen Jump back in 1999, and it's so fitting tribute for 2019. There isn't much more info, though, about the arc. It's been revealed the original voice actor of Naruto will return to play the childhood version of the iconic character, though. And there is a visual in the article here of Boruto. It kind of looks like he's going through a time portal in a way. And Naruto, it looks like he's falling while being sucked in, and Naruto's just kind of like trying to grab him yet. It's pretty cool. There is a message, though, from Junko Takichi. Wow, child Boruto meets and talks with child Naruto. Boruto is smart while Naruto is unpredictably is number one. What kind of relationship will the two build? Don't miss it. Boruto's voice actor was quoted as saying, "It is a so exciting new story development. Not just one, but many dreams come true. I can't wait to see how you react when it is aired. We have become so passionate in voice acting sessions without thinking. Please be excited about it." And Masashi Kishimoto, the author of the thing, said, "The anime staff have sincerely answered to my crazy idea. It must be exciting if Boruto and Naruto in this childhood meet. In addition to Boruto, Naruto, and Sasuke, I have heard that other familiar characters will also return. Please enjoy watching this festival." Honestly, I have my reservations with Boruto. I do plan on doing a review of it, at least up to. I'm probably going to try to shoot for whatever arc gets done before I start reviewing it. Because if it's like in the middle of an arc, I'll wait till that arc finishes. But I have my positive and negatives to say about Boruto. It's an okay series, but at the end of the day, it is a darker version of Naruto, and they did state that it was going to be darker. But at the end of the day, it kind of feels a little hollow to me. I have seen some episodes of it. I did see Boruto, Naruto the movie, which was not bad, but that was basically one little arc of the anime put into a movie, and then they changed it for the arc in the anime anyway. I have seen, a lot of this. It's an okay series, and I understand where it's coming from. It's now the next generation's turn to take over the mantle, and it's like the older generation. I just kind of feel sorry that, they were the ones that did 90% of the stuff in the first one, and they're basically turned into like comic relief or, yeah, well, kiss off, we don't care structure, which I think still pisses me off, I want to state. It's not fair, it's not fun, it's not right, but like I said, I have my reservations about this. I do plan on talking about it. It is going to be part of the GBU second season, so you can look forward to that. But yep, there's not really much more information on it, but look forward to that, I guess, when it comes out. So until next time, yeah. Okay, so once again, I must be like Idris Elba in Pacific Rim and say the words, "Reset the clock!" Whereas in this case, I'm saying, "Reset the counter!" Yes, the Pokemon counter has once again been reset to 0. Why? because it wants to haunt me every day until I die. In all honesty, I'm kind of glad. I put this up on Twitter today that I said with all this Pokemon stuff that's coming out, all this news, all these videos on YouTube, I kind of want to dust off my my good old Pokemoning gear and just Pokemon myself. Just go and do some training, play some of the games again, and go back to the place where I was basically a god of Pokemon. That was my nickname I got from a couple students in high school, because I remember that because we were in local history class, PA local history, and I looked down, we were watching a movie, and the movie was boring as hell. And I looked down and I saw that the kid in front of me was playing a Pokemon game. So I quick wrote down a piece of paper because he's trying to battle a ghost type, and he's trying to use moves, and he's missing left and right. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, for God's sake. So I wrote down a piece of paper and just kind of like slid it in front of him. I go, or tapped him on the shoulder or something. And I'm like, I got his attention. I'm like, elemental moves will work a lot easier than what you're doing. Now, I think it was a Gen 1 game, but still, they do a little more, they do work a little better. They can actually hit to a point. But still, it's like, I've gathered that from my own playing of Pokemon games. It's like, oh, so then he starts using elemental moves, and all of a sudden he's like, what should I do here? Water gun, or no, hydro pump. Okay. And it's all of a sudden, it's like, and it just spread out. I was like, yeah, Rhodes is the god of Pokemon. I was like, yeah, okay, sure, what the hell, I'll go for that. I mean, I had played, at that point, Sapphire, which was like Sapphire, maybe, at least Sapphire, and probably, wait a minute, hold on, so 11, that would have been senior year. Okay, definitely Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Pearl. Because the other one didn't come out then yet. Black and White wasn't out yet. But yeah, so definitely those. I was just having a blast with that. But anyway, back to Pokemon again, because it just wants to haunt me. So the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime is about to end in Japan. And to quote my old master Yoda, over its reign is, and not short enough it was. Definitely not short enough it was. But apparently, though, on Friday, a supposed poster for the next series in the Pokemon anime got leaked onto various Japanese message boards. The poster shows Ash, Pikachu, and a new trainer, and a scout, and a score bunny. I know I'm probably mispronouncing that thing, but I don't care, because Sun and Moon's Sword and Shield is going to suck. The Fire-type starter from the upcoming games. It should be noted, though, that the poster did not come from the official source. As of this recording, it is still not confirmed, but the contents of it seem legit. Enough for Pokemon trusted site Serebii, Serebii, to tweet about it, where they said, and I quote, an alleged poster for the upcoming Pokemon anime series has appeared online. Note, this is presently not confirmed. And then there's a picture of it. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad. There are quite a few points to note, though, from this supposed trailer and a few other things. The first is that Ash and Pikachu are involved, which debunks the rumors then, or seemingly will debunk the rumor if it is confirmed, that the duo would not be in the series after winning the Garbage League. I'm sorry, the Alolan League. My apologies there. It was a Garbage League. Another point is the background, which showcases all 7 generations of the Pokemon franchise up to this point. There were rumors that the next series of Pokemon anime would explore past regions, and if it's true, the poster seemingly confirms it. There's a new character alongside Ash, most likely from the Galar region. Oh, hell, who cares? Whenever Ash comes to a new region, he catches at least one of the starter Pokemon. So the poster means that he either has Scorbunny or one of the other 2 starters, Grookey or Slubble. In all honesty, I don't know. In X and Y, he ended up getting Froakie, and that was a huge thing for him. In Black and White, he got Tepig. I mean, that's actually funny. Now this is funny. He usually catches one of the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, he usually catches one of the starters. At least one. In the Unova League, he had all three. He had Oshawott. I'm almost sure he had Oshawott. I know he had Snivy and Tepig. I know that. Because Tepig, they all thought, everybody in the one town thought that it was a Umbreon, and it was just a Tepig that was really dirty. And I know for a fact he caught Snivy, because that was a female Pokemon that he had, because the only other one he had was Pidove, because he couldn't figure out how he kept getting his ass kicked. Because Snivy kept using Attract and just kept nailing it left and right. So that was funny. I'm almost sure he had Oshawott too. I'm almost certain he had Oshawott. So he had at least all three of them in that one. In Johto, he had all three. He had Cyndaquil. I know he had Chikorita because it evolved into Bayleaf. And I know he had Totodile because the battle with Harrison's one of my favorites, and I know for a fact that Totodile was in that, and so was Bayleaf. So I know he had both of those starters to get to that, and I'm almost certain he had Cyndaquil too. In Kanto, he had all three, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle, although he never technically caught Squirtle. Squirtle just came along for the ride, because Squirtle then left to rejoin the Squirtle squad. Bulbasaur left to become the guardian of Professor Oak's garden at the lab, and, well, we all know where Charizard went. That was a sad moment in Johto. It really was. Hoenn. Let's see, did he catch them all in the Hoenn region? I know he... Wait a minute, let me think here. Christ, what the hell? Let's see, Hoenn region. No, he didn't have them all in the Hoenn region. Because May had Torchic, Brock had Swampert, and he had Trico. So that was the one that he didn't get. He at least got Trico, though, because he had Sceptile at the end. Let's see. Sinnoh would have been next. Okay, he didn't have Piplup. That was Dawn. Did he have the grass one? Yes, he had the grass one. He had Turtwig. And we all know he got the Chimchar because that was the one that Paul threw away that Ash had a royal fit about. So, yeah, okay, he at least had two of those in there. He had, I swear to God, it was all three of the starters in Unova. X and Y, I know he had, I know he got Froakie. I don't think he got the other two, but I'm not 100% sure because I didn't watch all of X and Y and X, Y, and Z. And Sun and Moon can just kiss my ass. So, yeah, he at least tries to get them. But confirmation and more information on the series is supposed to be coming out on the 29th, which would be today by their time, so it should be out by now. But as of this recording, it wasn't confirmed or denied. But the Sun and Moon anime is reaching its conclusion. Ash recently winning the Alolan League, preparing to face off against Professor Kakui, who we found out was the Mask, whatever the hell he wanted to call himself. The dub of the anime is about 20 episodes behind, though, so the English conclusion isn't going to air until the beginning of 2020. God damn you. The Pokemon Sword and Shield games are set to release in November, where they're going to bomb like crazy because somebody's going to buy one of those things, dig through the source code, and find out that Game Freak was lying through their teeth. And I'm sorry. That's how I feel about this. Okay? I'm sorry. It's a region full of new Pokemon, Galarian forms of older generation Pokemon, and new battle mechanics. That's pretty much all this game was taken back to formula. I think I did a discussion video on what I think of what I would like to have in a Pokemon game, and if I did, I'm sure as hell going to do one. And if I did, I'll do a part 2, where I'll reiterate some of the stuff and figure out a way to make it better. But, I don't know. But as far as this, the picture that I saw of it, it doesn't look that bad. It actually looks pretty decent. Ash doesn't look as dopey as he does in Sun and Moon. He actually looks... It's almost like they took parts from the OG series from the Kanto region and mixed it in with Sun and Moon. It still has the same brightness to it, but it doesn't have the same washed feeling. He's got a jacket that's reminiscent to his Kanto region So yeah, it almost feels like in a way this is a better version of Ash. Now, technically, the best version of Ash was the Kalos region, best animated, best drawn, best in terms of skill, and I dare anybody out there to tell me I'm wrong. I will gladly take the challenge. Tell me how I'm wrong. I dare you. But that was the best one, because prior to X and Y, the animation and the art style was done at a different company. And with X and Y, they changed companies, and it was 100 times better. And then apparently, I guess people were pissed off about that, and they did a whole 180 and just figured, screw it, and just gave us this for Sun and Moon, which was a shit show, a dumpster fire, and a garbage league. I'd say no more. But yeah, that's basically where I stand on that. It was a garbage league. It will always be a garbage league. I'm pissed that he won it. And once again, I get a Pokemon topic because it just happens to find its way to me. I mean no disrespect to the Pokemon community, to the fans and everything else. I like Pokemon. I really do, but for God's sake, there's a time and place for everything, damn it. Hopefully this gets confirmed. Hopefully a Sword and Shield anime won't suck. The games are gonna have issues. I'm not gonna lie. There's gonna be some pissed off and butthurt fans in this one. There's gonna be some pissed off fans in this one. There's gonna be angry people when the games come out. Hopefully the anime won't be that bad, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. Alrighty, everybody, and that's gonna pretty much do it this week for the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I have been Andrew Rhodes. I've been with you for at least the last almost hour and a half here. I apologize. It's just I had this whole thing planned out for this week, and I really wanted to see it come to fruition and just come to light. But anyway, if you have any topics you'd like to have me talk about, feel free to let me know via Twitter, via the Web Designer 18 Facebook page, on the discussion section here of my YouTube channel, or gladly in one of the comments. Drop me a line, and if you got the time, if you got the dime, I got the time. Basically. But yeah, otherwise, it's been pretty fun. It's been pretty cool. This has been a blast. Thank you all for hanging out with me for the last hour or so. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This has been the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, and I am gone. Bye, everybody. Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the... Hey, sir, it's Bob. You still there? Yes, Bob, I'm still here. Thank God you've not forgotten about me. I mean, it's getting kind of lonely here. I mean, I've been on hold for so damn long. I don't think I can function without the hold music. Oh, yeah, you can buy the soundtrack from us for just $5.99. I've gone ahead and checked over the system for you, and as far as I can tell, everything should be good. I don't see any issue that you're going to have any of those problems like you had last week, but if you do, just gladly give us a call, or just do what you did last time, and it should be good. All right. Oh, by the way, I got to ask you this questionnaire before I let you go. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our service? 2? Oh, I see. Our hold music, how would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, after listening to it for almost the last week, I'll go with a 10. Oh, well, that's good. Okay, were you satisfied with the conclusion in which you were given service today? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, I'll give you a 5 on that one. Last question. Would you recommend us to any of your friends and colleagues by hitting the subscribe and or like button on the video pages on this YouTube channel? Wait, what? Well, yeah, this is mostly a podcast that goes up on YouTube. We're just making sure that everybody would like and comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you'd be fine with telling your friends and family to do that, would you be interested in doing that? Would you recommend us to your friends and family? Well, I don't understand. Well, would you be interested in recommending us to your friends and family? We're not asking you to kick down their front door and like tie them to the sofa or anything and force them to listen to us. But like, would you recommend us? Basically, is what we want to know on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being yes, 1 being no. Oh, sure, 10. All right. Well, yeah, if you've had a wonderful time there, sir, and if you have any other problems, feel free to contact us. My name was Bob, and I'm so happy I could help you out today. Thanks, Bob. All right, sir. You have a nice day now. I hate customer service.